Go to rehab.
And they teach you about maybe how mentally to deal with staying away from the drugs. But
Really not.
no.
Man.
Okay.
I wonder if the treatment centers aren't just, just adding to the problem.
How so?
Well, I mean, I know the intention's good, but most of them today are producing a different kind of drug addict. They're going. I'm going in on some, one drug and coming out on peanut butter. I mean, they gave me drugs while I was there.
Okay.
They said, don't not take these. You need this drug. You are a drug addict. You will never recover. It is a disease. You have it. You cannot recover from it no matter what. Give up all your ideas. You know the whole inventory thing. You need inventory
And you told them no. You're wrong.
Yeah, he's like, man, give up. He's like, you'll never make it. He's like, your chance of making it. I said, oh, really? Why am I going to fail? He's like, and I had 28 days left. I'm like, shit, dude, I just quit using drugs for 28 days. So I needed to know I could go some period of time without using drugs. So
And that was it. No relapse after that.
there's never been a relapse. So he said, if you hold on to these ideas of the books and being famous and getting rich and all the stuff that I told him was underneath all this that I've been covering up, right? You'll never make it. Be satisfied. I can't, it's the echo in my mind of him saying, be satisfied with one thing. Don't use drugs one day at a time. If that's all you get out of life, I'm like, fuck this, dude. That will not be what I'm known for. Yeah. And I went to meetings after that, and I kept hearing that. But I kept hearing from people that didn't recover.
Беседка имаше една тубичка с лепило C200. Някъде да си я слагал. Една е такава голяма, с едно бяла C200 или жълта. Е тако, шише с един накрайник е тъй.
Не знам къде е.
Бяла течно C200 лепило. Беше в беседката.
Ти я сложи там?
Аз се сложих преди 2-3 месеца, когато местихме диваните.
Още преди диваните?
Ей тук лепих топката, ей тук на парапета.
О, това е давна, не знам.
Сложих я там, бе. Някъде да сте я мъртали, да сте я...
Аз не помня.
Сети се за какво ти казвам, ти говоря, нали?
Не, изобщо не.
Не е такова голямо. И тук го бяхме вкарали, мислехме да лепим и масичката.
Не знам това. Като е толкова много време...
Как време е дивана, скоро го местихме.
Повече от седмицата вече ги забравям.
I can measure certain things. The stuff that you guys are talking about, I know how tall all this other stuff you guys are talking, it sounds like it's
subjective. It's also inconclusive. So if you are, so what? You still need a plan.
How about we take some blind tests and see how many different people, like the book's about that thick, okay? Who does it benefit to label me?
Drug companies.
Totally. Like who's on the other end? Remember, I came out of the treatment center with a bottle of pills that they told me I would be on for the rest of my life. I was on them for a day. Threw them away. Now I'm really getting sober. Now I don't have any of this in me. Now I get to start making my own decisions, right? So I threw myself completely into my work. I had a job that I hated. Threw myself into it completely. And now my sponsor, who I had a sponsor, that was good. That was very helpful. And very limiting. Right, your mentor can help you and limit you.
They hold you on the leash and that. Be careful.
Like, who's your mentor? Everybody's got one, by the way. Most people have too many. It's not like everybody's got one or many, and so mentors can be a problem as much as a lift. And so he says, you've just replaced one addiction for another one. I'm like, fucking, does that make you a genius? Like, of course I have, dude. I gotta replace this free time with something. I was using drugs 10 hours a day. I have to replace it with some energy, right? I don't want to just go into a void. Well, he was doing 3 meetings a day. And I'm like, I can't do 3 meetings, dude. I need to be a productive member of society. I have potential.
Had you been productive before?
Yeah, I remember being productive when you asked that question with my dad. I remember being productive with my dad. I was 9 years old. My dad taught me how to work. He never talked about work, but the way he went to work. And then we were in the yard one day and we were stuffing, we were picking up leaves and branches and pecans. And would watch my dad. He was like, to me, as a 9-year-old, he looked like an artist. He was coordinated. I wasn't. He was fast. I was slow. He was clean. I was sloppy. Right? It's like watching a great cook in the kitchen. It's like, you know, it's just fluid. She doesn't read. She doesn't check. She doesn't slow down. Everything's kept pretty clean. And then there's me, and they're just. It'll taste similar, but it's gonna be a fucking mess in this place.
So he inspired you to that work ethic.
I could see that there was potential
And a beauty in it.
and there was beauty in work. I've always loved work, whether it was outside or inside or.
Not just because it keeps you busy, because there's some beauty in it. There's a mastery in it.
I think that their work is a gift from God.
Speak on that.
Yeah,
Most people think it's a chore.
Yeah, I when I hear people talk about the job, I've seen the 4-hour work week and the idea that you won't work for anyone, that you can't have a job. It just kills me.
You don't like the 4-hour work week concept because it tries to engineer you out of doing something.
It's disgusting to me.
Explain.
It is like, it's disgusting that anybody would want to outsource everything. I got 168 hours in a week. I think that's what it is. I don't know exactly what the number is, but you don't want to do them all, man.
And you want to get your hands dirty and do things that don't scale and
Totally, I want
things you don't want to do.
Absolutely, I want to do things I don't want to do. I hear guys say, "I don't do stuff I don't want to do." Who are you? Like, who's taking care of you? How arrogant that you wouldn't do something you don't want to do.
And nobody successful does something.
I do shit I want to do. I don't want to do every day. We drove over here 45 minutes. I don't want to fucking sit in the back of the car. I don't care how nice the car is. Who wants to sit in traffic for 45 minutes? I do stuff constantly I don't want to do. It doesn't matter what I want to do. You know, what's my purpose? What's my potential? And am I willing to work toward that? So an idea that I would work 4 hours, no, well, that's just not real for me. Like, I would not read the book. If you told me, hey man, I got this opportunity for you to work part-time, I have zero interest. I want to be great at what I'm doing. And I know, without reading any book, I have to dedicate time and energy, effort, and I have to hit. I have to be frequent. You know, I've never gotten good at anything. It's been a lot of work for me. So everything for me, whether I'm that little uncoordinated kid, it's taken a lot. You know, it's taken me 30 years to find any kind of success or any sense of, okay, I'm starting to find myself. You know, probably 2,000 or 3,000 speaking engagements before I felt like I was comfortable on stage. 3 businesses that were freaking jamming before I said, you know, you might actually be a legitimate businessman. You know, now we're at 7 businesses. We'll do probably $150 million this year. I'll hit $1 billion from real estate probably before the year's over. I'm just starting to feel like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna make it. You know,
By going into all the things you felt insecure at, the things you were not good at, the things you didn't even like to do. That's been your modus operandi for the last 30 years.
So like sales. You know, hated sales.
People would be shocked to hear you say that.
Hated it. I was in 5 sales jobs. It was a disaster at all of them. Hated, absolutely hated it.
Mastered sales.
I embraced the things I hate.
Why were you bad at it? Why did you hate it?
I didn't know, well, I was bad at it because nobody teaches anybody how to be good at sales. You know, so I didn't know how to communicate to people, didn't know how to shake a hand, didn't know how to build rapport. I'm honest enough that I'm not going to lie to people. So the stuff I was being taught to do, I didn't like. You know, they asked a question, you ask them a question. Slimy, dude. You know, I have enough integrity and ethics that when you tell me, okay, we're not manipulating, but don't answer their question, I'm like, well, dude, that is manipulation. And that's why I think a lot of people don't like sales, because of what's been taught for 100 years.
So the blueprint's outdated. You got there and
it was always wrong.
Okay.
It was wrong, and it's why I believe it's why salespeople have such a high turnover, why so few people want to be called salespeople. I mean, you go through Heritage down there, you can't find a salesperson in the whole
people
воно
don't
мені,
ask themselves in
маленька,
America.
Oh, dude, it's
м'якенька.
terrible.
Here,
It's terrible.
Це як
I
воно
mean, really.
We got books where
спить
so
своїми
many
лапками.
souls, we had to change some of the language in the book for it to be in book.
Голівка на лапках.
So like the word pressure can't be in there, persistence can't be in there. Like there's things laws you guys actually have here that like.
So Europe, it gets one step worse. You know, because it's as a whole, I'm ashamed of money and I don't want to talk, you know, we can talk about that too. But so the sales group that you get in, they give it to you, it's not working for you, it doesn't make sense for you. And you're like, I gotta make my own.
Well, what happened was I was in a sales job. I got a college degree in accounting, and
Because you thought it would teach you about money and it didn't.
yeah, so I ended up in the sales job. It's the only job I could do. And so I hate it. So I go to the treatment center. I come back to the treatment center. I threw myself into it because it's the only thing I had. I still had so little self-esteem that there was no way I was going to go try to get another job.
Yeah.
Right? And I was terrified of using drugs again. So I went back. The place where I was working, they took me back, and I threw myself into it. And it's interesting when you commit to something, little gifts just start automatically showing up. It's a phenomenal thing. It's happened my whole career. When I fully commit, somebody will bring me something.
And there's resistance along the way and problems along the way, but if you get through those things.
Dude, if you just like super commit, and then look, then keep your eyes open. And by the way, the package may come wrapped in a package you weren't thinking about.
Hard work.
Or like a voice, or like a person, or you know, maybe from a different direction than you thought, or an offering where you're like, you read something about this and that's not the thing. Like all throughout my career, it's come in weird kind of ways.